This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. Whether you're packing for a vacation or dressing for a wedding, Nordstrom has head-to-toe looks for wherever summer takes you. From swimwear and bold color to romantic florals and dresses that make an entrance, find the right style for every unforgettable moment. Shop new arrivals from brands you love like Farm Rio, Free People, Vince, Wait, and Stod. Plus free shipping and returns and styling help whenever you need it make it all so easy. Shop now in stores at Nordstrom.com or download the Nordstrom app.
Girl, winter is so last season. And now spring's got you looking at pictures of tank tops with hungry eyes. Your algorithm is feeding you cutoffs. You're thirsty for the sun on your shoulders. That perfect hang on the patio sundress. Those sandals you can wear all day and all night. And you've had enough of shopping from your couch. Done hoping it looks anything like the picture when you tear open that envelope? It's time for a little in-person spring treat. It's time for a trip to Ross. Work your magic.
Today is day 4 of the program, and the detox is getting a lot better. Really, the only struggle is we both wish our energy level would increase. When should we expect to have better energy? This is JJ Virgin, 4-time New York Times bestselling author, celebrity nutrition expert, and fitness Hall of Famer. I've been on a lifelong quest for answers to the toughest health questions. And now I'm sharing what I found with you. Welcome to Ask the Health Expert. Erin Jillian Card from Facebook asks, today is day 4 of the Breakthrough Food Intolerance program. The detox is getting a lot better. Really, the only struggle is we both wish our energy levels would increase. We just feel drained. Of course, last night we had a huge storm, so we didn't sleep much, which isn't helping. We're seeing a lot of improvement in other areas. When should we expect to have better energy? All right, and just for you, if you're going, what the heck's the Breakthrough Food Intolerance program? That is actually the online program that I did to complement the Virgin diet. And this actually applies to so many programs out there. So I want to talk a little bit about energy, detox symptoms, all of that. And I'll be right back to deconstruct this.
At first, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
The truth is
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
When you're taking on the tough jobs, gear up with Venom Steel Gloves and defend your hands from grime, grease, and muck. They're 70% thicker than common disposable gloves with heavy-duty 2-layer nitrile protection, including a black outer layer and a white inner layer that provides chemical and rip resistance. Great for all your painting, plumbing, automotive, and DIY projects.
Now, in my perfect world, here's the progression I would have people do. Before you dove into a program, the very first thing that you would do is to start to add before you take away. Now, you're probably thinking, and I know back when I used to see people one-on-one, the last thing they did when they were coming to see me, it's like that night before, they would empty out the refrigerator, empty out the pantry. They'd empty it out into their mouths because they thought I was going to take all these things away. And they were always shocked to find out that the first thing I did was add. I wanted to make sure they were getting more vegetables in, non-starchy vegetables from the rainbow bone. I wanted to make sure they were having clean water, increasing their fiber, getting lean protein. And so that's generally where I like people to start. And when you go through these programs, that's always that first clean out week of like, let's get the enemy out of the house, but let's start adding healthy foods into your diet. Because what we've got to do is we've got to make a shift. We've got to make a shift from you eating every couple of hours, snacking throughout the day. If you haven't eaten for 2 to 3 hours, all of a sudden starting to feel a little weak and hypoglycemic because your body only knows how to burn carbs and sugar for fuel. It's a sugar burner, not a fat burner. To making that transition to eating by the plate of of clean, lean protein and healthy fats and slow, low carbs and non-starchy vegetables, both of which provide fiber, that beautiful trifecta of fiber, fat, and protein gives you this great blood sugar balance that keeps your energy stable. It's not that we want our energy high, because then at some point our energy is low. We want strong, steady energy all day long. And that comes from stable blood sugar, and that comes from eating the right meals. Case in point, and why I'm such a big fan of having a smoothie for your first meal, is I know that if you're putting a smoothie together the way I teach to do it, you're getting in your clean protein from your protein powder. You're adding in healthy fats from a little avocado and coconut milk. You're getting in some fiber from a little bit of greens and some berries. And that will get you blood sugar balanced and stable and great energy for hours. So when I hear this question about, our energy's crashing, my guess is that you were used to eating a lot more and a lot more often. And when you pull that out, your body initially is going, wait, I can't access stored fat for fuel because I'm used to being a sugar burner and my blood sugar and insulin's higher than it should be. And so I'm hungry. You'll adjust, and generally you'll adjust in 4 to 7 days. But I prefer to keep people out of pain as much as possible. So the big suggestion I have is, before you start to go on that part of a program, first really start to get your eating in right. Do those smoothies that I talk about first when you wake up for your first meal in the morning, whenever that is. Making sure you're eating by the plate, spacing out your meals. If you were eating every 2 to 3 hours, moving that to every 4 to 6 hours. Stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed. Get a lot more fluid intake in between your meals. And then it should make this fairly easy to transition. One of the things that happens with the Virgin Diet and the Breakthrough Food Intolerance Program is that as you're pulling out foods that you're reacting to, initially you'll start to feel like you're craving the very foods that are hurting you. That kind of a detox reset during that time. And I always say that first week is you're detoxifying a lot of those antibodies and immune globulins out. The immune complex is out. So you're getting rid of some of that, reducing inflammation. In fact, the average person loses up to 7 pounds that week. They're losing inflammation, getting rid of these things. And generally in 4 to 7 days, you're like, oh my gosh, you've reset to a new normal. And most people have no idea what it feels like to feel really good. And that's what I want, because I know once you start to feel that way, that you might have come in for the weight loss, but you'll stay because of how you feel. And that's how we should feel. That's the way we're supposed to be feeling all the time. We're not supposed to be tired throughout the day. We're not supposed to have headaches and bloating after we eat. We're not supposed to have all this joint pain. So that's why I want to really help you connect the dots between what you're eating and how you feel. So the answer is, stick with it at this point. Now you're in, and by the time you're listening to this recording, you're probably like smooth sailing all the way through. But if you're just starting and feeling this way, ease up a little bit. Really give yourself that prep time to get into a program, because this is not a sprint, right? It's a marathon, and it's really taking those things you learn as you go through these programs so that you can design a diet that will work for you for the long haul and keep you healthy and immune strong. This is JJ with Ask the Health Expert. I do this 5 times a week, so make sure you never miss a show by going to subscribetoJJ.com.